Imagine this. It's 7 a.m., you wake up like every day. You drink a glass of water, prepare your light breakfast, maybe oatmeal, maybe toast. You read the newspaper for a bit, or check your phone, and then you go to the bathroom. Or, at least, you try. 2 days have passed, and nothing. You feel bloated, uncomfortable, heavy. It's not painful, but it's not normal either. And the worst part of all, you're starting to get used to it. Many people simply call it constipation. But when it happens once a week, every week, it's no longer just a passing thing. It's chronic. And for millions of people over 60, it's the new normal. But did you know that it doesn't just affect your digestion? It affects your whole body, your mood, your energy, even your memory. And the most shocking thing, it completely changes the balance of your gut microbiome. That tiny universe of bacteria that lives in your gut. And that determines more than you imagine. Today we're going to talk about that. About how chronic constipation destroys your gut flora, what signs to watch for, and above all, what you can do even after 62. Regain balance and feel light, vital, and in control again. So stay with me until the end, because what you're about to learn can transform your health from within. First, we need to understand this concept. What is the gut microbiome? In simple terms, it is the community of bacteria, fungi, viruses, and other microorganisms that live in your gut. But they're not there by chance. They're there because they have a job to do. They help you digest food. They produce vitamins such as B12 and K. They keep your immune system strong. They regulate your weight, and they even produce neurotransmitters that affect your mood and mental clarity. Now then, as we age, the diversity of that microbiome decreases. This means we have fewer good bacteria and more room for bad bacteria to enter. And if we add chronic constipation to that, the problem multiplies. Because when waste spends too much time in your intestine, something very dangerous happens. Bad bacteria begin to dominate. More intestinal inflammation is generated. Nutrient absorption is reduced. And your gut, instead of protecting you, starts to harm you. This process is called dysbiosis, an imbalance in your gut flora. And yes, it starts with something that many older people consider normal, not being able to go to the bathroom every day. Now, let's delve deeper. What exactly happens when you suffer from chronic constipation? When waste remains in your colon for too long, it not only becomes drier and harder to eliminate. Instead, a toxic environment is created. The food ferments too much. Bad bacteria proliferate. And because the intestine is inactive for longer periods, the natural movement that pushes everything out slows down the so-called result. You start absorbing toxins that you should be eliminating. These toxins disrupt your microbiome. And your altered microbiome begins to alter your mind. Here's where it gets really surprising. Recent studies show that there is a direct connection between the gut and the brain, known as the gut-brain axis. This means that if your microbiome is healthy, produces serotonin, gives you feel good. If your microbiome is damaged, produces more cortisol, gives you feel anxious, irritable, and brain fog. So, when you suffer from chronic constipation, you don't just feel physically uncomfortable. You may also feel more irritable, tired, forgetful, and less motivated. And all this, without suspecting that the real problem is in your gut. Many people live with a damaged microbiome, and they don't know it. Because not all symptoms are digestive. And not all bowel problems feel like pain. Here are 7 silent signs that your microbiome may be out of balance due to chronic constipation. Signal 1. Frequent gas and bloating. Excessive fermentation produces gas. But when it happens every day, something's wrong. Signal 2. Intermittent constipation. Going to the bathroom every other day, one day on, one day off, is not normal for your age. It's a sign of slow digestion and bacterial imbalance. Signal 3. Chronic fatigue. Do you feel tired when you wake up? It could be due to poor nutrient absorption and toxic overload. Signal 4. Cravings for sugar or refined carbohydrates. Bad bacteria feed on sugar. When they dominate, they force you to consume what they need. Signal 5. Skin problems, dryness, late acne, breakouts. Your skin is a reflection of your gut. When toxins accumulate, the skin shows it, signals anxiety or brain fog. The gut produces up to 90% of serotonin. If it's blocked, your brain is also affected. Signal 7. Weakened immune system. Do you catch colds easily? Do you have recurring infections? Your damaged microbiome no longer defends you as well. If you have 3 or more of these symptoms, your microbiome is probably disrupted. The good news is that it can be recovered. But first, you have to stop doing what's damaging it. Here we go with something key. Many older people unknowingly worsen their constipation by following incorrect advice or old myths. Here are 5 common mistakes you should avoid if you want to improve your digestion and heal your microbiome. ERROR 1. Taking laxatives frequently. They may provide temporary relief, but they weaken the intestine in the long run. The colon becomes dependent and loses natural muscle strength. Error 2. Not drinking enough water. Eating fiber without water is like trying to clean a pipe without water. It just gets clogged more. You need at least 6 to 8 glasses a day. Error 3. Eating too little healthy fat. Good fats, avocado, nuts, olive oil, lubricate the intestine and facilitate transit. Error 4. Suppressing the reflex to go to the bathroom. Putting off going to the bathroom because you're busy or it's not the right time sends a bad signal to your body. It trains it to ignore the urge. Error 5. Living sitting down all day. Gentle physical movement, such as walking for 20 to 30 minutes, stimulates the bowel. Being immobile makes it sluggish and lazy. If you are making one or more of these mistakes, don't judge yourself. But today is the day to change our approach. Your body, even after 60, wants to heal. It just needs the right conditions. And that's what I'll show you now. Here's what many have been waiting for. A clear, simple, and natural plan to improve your microbiome and relieve chronic constipation after age 60. No miracle products. Without extreme diets. Only real steps that work. Step 1. Start the day with warm water plus movement. Before eating, drink a glass of warm water with a few drops of lemon. This activates the digestive system and helps the liver. Then, walk for 5 to 10 minutes. Step 2. Probiotic plus prebiotic breakfast. Example: soaked oats, plain yogurt, unsweetened, green or slightly unripe banana, chia or flax seeds. A touch of cinnamon. This nourishes the good bacteria and helps regulate digestion. Step 3. Lunches with real fiber and good fats. Cooked vegetables, spinach, broccoli, pumpkin, easily digestible proteins, egg, fish, and add olive oil. Avoid white foods, white bread, white rice, refined pasta. Step 4. Light and sugar-free dinner. Don't give your bowels any extra work at night. Opt for soup, puree, or cooked vegetables. Avoid sugary desserts, which feed bad bacteria. Step 5. Evacuation routine plus body awareness. Create the habit of going to the bathroom at the same time every day, even if you don't feel the urge. Breathe, relax, rest your feet on a small stool, physiological position. This trains your body and restores your natural reflexes. And one final piece of advice: be patient. Your body has been accumulating imbalance for years. But in just a few weeks of consistency, you can feel lighter, with less inflammation, more energy, and clarity. Esther is 72 years old. She lives alone in a small house in Southern California. She loves to knit in the afternoons and take care of her plants. And until recently, she suffered from a problem she herself called her silent shame. 12 years with chronic constipation. For more than a decade, Esther was unable to go to the bathroom more than twice a week. Sometimes I used laxatives, others, I simply waited. He accepted it as part of getting older. My mom was like that too. Maybe it's hereditary. But what worried him most wasn't just his intestines. That's how it felt. I had trouble getting up in the mornings. Everything made me feel lazy. I didn't want to go out. I felt heavy, bloated, and confused. Like I was always one step behind the day. Until one day, her granddaughter, a nutrition student, tasked her something that made her think. "Grandma, how do you feel after going to the bathroom?" And that's when he realized her body screamed relief every time she managed to defecate. And if that happened once or twice a week, it meant that I was carrying that discomfort around the rest of the time. His granddaughter helped him begin a gentle change. Warm water upon waking, a breakfast with oatmeal and yogurt. Walk through the garden every morning, deep breaths after lunch. And one rule: zero sugar for 1 week. The first few days were tough. The intestine was not responding, but she continued. On day 5, he went to the bathroom, 2 days in a row. And on the 10th day, he realized something even more important. I had a greater desire to live. His mind was clearer. She had the energy to knit without getting tired. He slept soundly without waking up feeling heavy. And in his words, "I didn't know that so much discomfort was coming from there, from my stomach." Today, Esther goes to the bathroom almost every day. Continue eating the same things, but with a change of approach. And whenever she feels stuck, she goes back to her routine. She didn't need expensive supplements. He just needed to take seriously something he had always ignored. This is where many fail. They tried to change their constipation with food alone, but they continue to think the same way as before. To truly heal, you need to reprogram your body and mind. I'm sharing with you the 5 principles that make change permanent, even in older people. Principle 1. Create a morning ritual, not just a routine. Wake up, drink warm water, move around, breathe, give thanks, have a bowel movement. Do it every day, even if you don't see results at first. Your body needs repetition to trigger its digestive reflex. Principle 2. Observe how your body reacts. Keep a journal. Write down what you ate, how you felt, whether you went to the bathroom or not. This trains your body awareness. You know which foods help and which ones hold you back. Principle 3. Don't fight your gut. Cooperate with it. Avoid forcing, avoid ignoring. The body responds best when you listen to it and guide it, not when you punish it. Principle 4. Eat out of compassion, not anxiety. How you eat matters as much as what you eat. Chew slowly. Avoid screens. Give thanks before eating. This stimulates digestion even before the first bite. Principle 5. Reconnect with your feeling of lightness. Visualize how you feel when you're clean, light, and free of inflammation. That image becomes your new standard. And your body will start striving for it every day. When you apply these principles, change stops being a diet and becomes a new way of living. One where your gut doesn't hold you back, but propels you forward. Perhaps you've been dealing with this problem for years. Perhaps you've normalized it. Perhaps no one had explained it to you like this. But today, chronic constipation is not just not being able to go to the bathroom. It's a silent scream from your body, a symptom that your microbiome needs help, that your health needs attention, and that you deserve to feel good. And here's the most important part. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter how long you've been like this. Your gut can heal. Sometimes you just need a small door to start the change. This video could be that door. And if you've made it this far, that's already an act of self-love. So before you go, I invite you to do something simple. Tell us in the comments where you're watching from and how old you are. Share if you have experienced something similar, what Esther went through. Subscribe if you want more videos like this, and share this content with someone who needs it. Because talking about these things, even when no one else is talking about them, is an act of courage and of health. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to yourself, and above all, thank you for taking care of yourself.